Alright, guys. You liked it. Jimmy liked it. So here's some more reviews. Jimmy is playing Graham. The only note that I got from Jimmy was that Graham tanuki'd a lot. So we'll see what happens. That's about it. Let's go to the review. Here we go. First game, Jimmy is black, Graham is white. Not much to say there. Here, you should probably respond no matter what. Just the shoulder hit. There's no reason not to do this. There was nothing horrible white could have done to this anyways, right? Even this doesn't work, right? Because if he does this, this ladder doesn't work because this is going to be an Atari. Or, I mean, you do this and it gets out scot-free. So, first thing is that should have responded to this shoulder hit right here to go up. Yes, it gets it heavy, but it also makes this cutting. Black can push through, so that's important to know. Doing this sort of ignores that. I think white can just ignore and just do this. This is just a really good shape to have anyways. It's why black needs to respond here. You actually see this in this Joseki anyways. Let's imagine this here. We'll just imagine that. When black does this, white needs to play this, right? If white tanuki's here, this is just too painful. That's actually typically why white responds with this. So the same thing should be said right here. When white does this, black should do this. Black didn't. So that's its own thing. I think Jimmy was very preoccupied with trying to get himself safe. Yeah, that's about all we can say, or I should say. So yeah, white actually does do that, which is good. Black pushes from behind again. We've talked about this. This push from behind doesn't really get him anything. So white properly tanukis. I don't agree with this. White is probably worried about black getting territory right here. That's jumping the gun. I mean, even if white does this, white has two choices, right? If he wants to side, he can get this. And if he's so worried about the top, white can always do this. Now, people are always afraid about this because they're like, oh my gosh, what if it's the Chinese? Not Chinese. What if it's the avalanche? Both people have to agree to the avalanche, you know? If black doesn't agree, black just connects. You can do, I think this is a fine way to play. Like I said, I don't know Joseki. Or, I mean, if black wants to do it, I mean, I don't know Joseki here, like I said. But I think you could learn this one. Or, like I said, I don't know Joseki. I mean, just doing this seems... You might take a cost, but as long as you just... If your goal is just to get safe here, you'll probably get safe here. So, this move, while it looks like, oh my gosh, that Moyo, what will I ever do? It's not that big of a problem. Black does that. Nothing wrong with that. Does that. Black Tanuki's here. I feel like this needs another move. But doing this, what's the worst that could happen? So that's fine. Black does this again. I don't know why. Don't think that just because they Tanuki, you have to do this Joseki. It's go. You don't have to do anything. So actually what you should be thinking about here is, what do I want to achieve? If you're that worried about the upper Moyo over here, maybe that makes sense. I don't know. It's not really that big of a scary thing. I actually personally think that if you jump to the corner, that'd be fine. I think, well, let's say, I mean, this is pretty good. But I don't know Jimmy's motivations for jumping onto the other side. I think if you just got yourself safe here, right? Here's the thing. This needs another move, and this needs another move, right? They're both problematic. This doesn't get to extend to where it usually wants to go, which is typically around number 1 right here, but it's still relatively safe. I think this is fine. The big question when this happens is, what are your motivations for what you want to do? I think if your motivations are basically, I just want to get safe, that's fine. But I think Jimmy worrying about, oh my gosh, I need to break some sort of moyo, that's what I'm guessing, up here. That's a little unfounded. Pro tip, there's this move, because you can come back down up here, and you can run around up here. That actually makes this whole group relatively weak. Keep that in mind. Kudos if you saw it. If you didn't see it, there you go. This style of play just looks like he's just leaving behind. Black is leaving behind extra problems, unfinished problems. You don't want that. Jumps into the corner, and then gets this. Does that. Does this. This is no good. First of all, A is alive, right? If you don't know, just imagine that you can. This black group has either a choice of life here or maybe a choice of here to make life. So it's relatively safe. So if this is strong, then with one move, this white group could become weak, right? What could we choose? We could run away like that. We could maybe attack it like this. I mean, if white ignores, this is pretty painful. So I think you should probably think about this move right here. So what does that mean when black does this? That means that white's going to naturally get some moves in, right? Because he's not going to naturally want him to connect back. That's sort of painful. And then, oops, and when that happens, look how injured this A stone is. It's not good. This is sort of, you were already alive, you became more alive, and you injured A as a result. Not good. I don't like it. So don't do it. That's all I'm going to really say about that. And then you're making it even worse for that. This is also pushing from behind. We've talked about this. So if we had a counter, he's pushed from behind once here. Sorry, not there. Black's pushed from behind here and here. We've already talked about you really shouldn't be pushing from behind unless you're getting more than your opponent. Yes, if black ignores, this looks painful. There's two things. Yes, this looks painful for black to do. I'd slightly disagree with that because you got a move in elsewhere over here. And even after that, if black's alive, first of all, black could ignore. Second of all, this isn't all territory yet. There's not a move that white could play that makes all of this his. I think we talked about it last time. The line of territory is about here, maybe on this fourth line. So if it does this, I mean, even a black move right here immediately reduces it. If you're worried about this, think about that move. And if you can't see that, even this, right? If white does this, black does this, and then it only increased it by this amount. It presses it down, right? It puts the lotion on. So there's that. I'm not going to talk about more than that. So this is another push from behind. I don't like it. And I think, yeah, it's not good. White does this. So black ignores. Most of you, hopefully, can see this cut right here. And if black gets that and this, well then he gets those 4 stones. That's painful. So what does that mean? When white does this, black should respond right here. This is obvious sente, right? Let's imagine a white pass right here, right? If black does this, between this and this is really painful. This is definite Sente. He needs to follow through with his plan. It makes no sense for you to make this push right here and then to say, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm just going to go play elsewhere. Because this only helped white. This A move only helped white right now. Right? Let's compare if black just automatically did this to when white did this. So let me do this. This and this, right? At any point, it looks like you sort of helped white if you just tanuki'd there. So white does this. This is lukewarm. This doesn't help white at all. I would basically say, hey, look, what did this do for your white group over here? There's a cut still here. You're not really stopping black's territory at all. Why'd you do it? If you're going to say, I'm trying to make territory out here, it's like you haven't sealed anything in. So what should black do here? Well, black's alive. Should probably tanuki, or just jump right in. Or start here, like we've talked about. So, yep, there's a third one. Hey, if you've been keeping track, there's one, there's two, and this is third time you're pushing from behind. You are not getting more than white in here. You're helping him make territory. You don't really want to do that. So yeah, you should be able to, if you're Jimmy, and I'm speaking to you, Jimmy, or anybody else who's watching this should be obvious now that you're, this way, that you're pushing from behind. Not good. So yeah. Right? So white does this. Hey, look, it looks the same as we're seeing over here. What does black do? Does this. And then white does that. So at this point, black's probably thinking, oh my gosh, this middle's so big. What should I do about it? Like I said, we've talked about it here. And maybe this. But here's the thing. Sometimes people are going to look at this and say, oh, what did I do wrong here? Maybe the problem wasn't what you do right now here, but a previous mistake. As we saw, black let this happen because of pushing from behind here, pushing from behind sort of here, and pushing from behind sort of here. In many ways, yes, we can talk about what he did wrong from here on out. It's important to know that. But if you've seen this, it's sort of like a broken record already. Don't push from behind. And now, hopefully, if you can identify this, you will be less inclined to make this mistake. I'm not going to say that you won't make this mistake. I've made this mistake still. So I can't say that you will never make this mistake. But hey, maybe now you'll be aware that you're making this mistake. So black's trying to jump in. Double hane. No. I think most of you can see that this double hane, while it looks sort of scary, I think shape-wise you should do it. What Jimmy did here, he could have done always. Right? I don't know why he made this exchange first before doing this. This is sort of... It's one more white stone when you could have just done it from the get-go, right? In fact, white might choose a different variation here that might help be more beneficial here. Maybe you're not going to do... ignore that. This move. Maybe you'll do it... Ooh, no, I want it. Don't close that. Maybe you'll want to do this move. Or anything else. This is sort of like an inconsistent thought of what you want to accomplish here. That's how I see it. Right. Okay, now are you going to double hane? Hey, now you do it. So... If white... Here we need to think about what white wants. White wants this, right? Why wouldn't white just do this? Does this not work? This is fine, right? Atari here. Heck, this is a ladder. We all know ladders. Blah, 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 blah. It's dead. I'm not going to read out the rest of it. And if black connects, then what chance do these 3 black stones have in a moyo so big? So yeah. I don't know how the rest of this went. So actually, yeah. The general rule is if you're not afraid of the, if you're strong, the idea is if you're strong, you can double Hane. But if there's, depending on what you want to do here, you can Atari right here, right here. I would actually say you can never know with these because they've recorded it afterwards. This might be one of those moves that people play automatically, just because they think, oh, when he does that, I have to do that. I know I had that problem. And when that happens, you have to, when you realize that you're playing these moves sort of automatically in your head, then you realize, oh, I need to really spend time thinking about these moves. The best advice I can say is, if you think, oh, he does this and I do this, you should stop and think, do I have to do that? And sometimes you find, no, I don't. And sometimes if you don't think that, you'll find that in reviews, you'll think, oh, hey, I really, someone will point out, no, you didn't have to do that. So black should connect, or I think connect's better. Right, I'm just talking about right here. Connect is probably better. You'll be a little bit stronger in terms of what you can do here. What did black do? Hey, he connected. That's good. Push. Cut from that side. That seems fine. And black takes that. White should probably continue making his stuff big. That's not how. There's this move, so you can make here. There's this move, because that's semi-sente, maybe small. And I mean, there's these moves, so there's that. Yes, this is still a problem. I think so. Maybe something here might be better. When you do this, it naturally kills off this stone, and it naturally makes this bigger. So maybe I'm gonna say, if I had to play, I would think maybe this is the good move. Or maybe, oops. Or maybe here. You make this bigger, you make this side stronger. I think that's good. And then this triangle stone naturally dies. So yeah, there's that. So this naturally, what do you think black's is going to do? You think black wouldn't do this? Right? So once this gets strong, this stone looks like it's in a silly spot. That's actually why you look like you've helped black more than you've helped yourself. I don't like it. So how did white respond? White tanuki'd again. And that he keeps tanuking. So here's the thing. Yes, these are all important sente moves. But one of them might be more important than the next. You're making all these threats and you're thinking, oh hey, I'm able to play everything I want. I feel like you should probably finish one before you go to the other. Simply put, you might think one of them's important and your opponent disagrees, and then you might not get a chance to finish what you did otherwise, and then you just threw stones away. For example, if what ends up happening here, I don't know, ends up happening here is white's gote, or white has to play the extra move, then black might be able to take advantage of this stone over here at B. And then it just looks like white just gave black an extra stone and let black be stronger than he really needed to be. Whether or not that happens is a different matter. It's just the thought process that you should have. So yeah. The rest of this looks like endgame right now. So what should we learn from this? I think the only thing we should think about is, I'll let you think about it for a second. And time. Pushing from behind. We've seen it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. I think it was right here. He did this 3 times. By doing it 3 times, he made this center become a problem. He didn't have to do it 3 times, and he could have messed center instead of having white play these moves at A, B, and C, and basically helping white gain territory in the center without getting much in return. That's all I can really say about that. Hopefully that's helpful. Let's go to the next game. Close. This one's C, and this one's B. All right, so let's quickly go through this one. Jimmy is black again. This is a weird Joseki. This is a weird Joseki. Okay. First of all, if you don't know this Joseki, you can sort of avoid it slowly. I mean, white needs to play another move before this becomes territory, right? I know I've always seen when other people do this, I get all freaked out. I'm like, I don't want to play this Joseki. Well, think about it this way. If both of you leave it sitting around for a while, eventually you're going to have to play there. And then maybe something on the outside will help you make an easier decision on the inside. Yes, corner, side, center. I understand. But if it's really that scary for you, maybe you can be forgiven by me, maybe not by a pro, to just slowly get your way there. I mean, even if you split this up, let's say white does this, right? And then let's say you do this, and then white does this again. It still needs a move here, and it still needs a move here before this is really good concrete territory. Make sense, hopefully? So if you did this, I mean, if white really wanted territory, he would just do this. Hey, look, it's this shape again. So black needs to do this. And even if white makes territory here, black makes territory here. And if white's trying to attack black, that's not too smart, I don't think. There's still this problem over here, and black has a move here. And even regardless, white can't keep up the attack here anyways. So he's going to have to take care of himself eventually. And if he takes care of himself, maybe you've got this move. Maybe you got this move. And then white has to spend another move in the corner. It's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, basically, when you're approached with a Joseki you don't know, especially if they play some corner sequence, you can avoid it. You can. Typically, most Josekis are here. I think we've seen this shape, as we did in the previous one. What does this look like? Hane at the head of 2 stones. Black naturally hosed himself. Look at my other game. The review 1, I think it's the first Joseki that happens in the first game. It's not good, but I'm not going to talk about it. Why are you making... Why did you... I guess you really want this outside. But I think if he extends... Isn't this bad for black? You guys should look at this. I don't know the answer automatically. So you guys take a look at this. Think about it. That's about it. I think if black does this, white does that, and this cutting point becomes a problem, right? And if black does this, obviously this looks pretty painful, I think. I'm not going to bother with this, but I feel like white could at least extend once. But whatever. This is slightly weird. This looks like another Joseki. I'm not going to talk about it too much. It's the 4-4, whatever. You do this. I don't like this. Black thinks he's making a huge moyo with this, I think. The Jimmy I know. I think if you think about most Josekis have an extension from that group you made. I think if you did this, that's fine. Then this becomes a problem. If you do this, it feels like white's corner is strong, and this B group still needs an extension. What that means is that if white eventually plays around here, black's not going to be comfortable, and then in gaining comfort might make white strong for no reason, right? Okay. So yeah, white sort of has that idea. I'm not going to worry about it too much. That. So we see this again. Black Tanuki is over here. You could probably just play this right now. The reason being is that there are Joseki choices here, right? We all know that if black does this, he doesn't do that. Okay. This isn't as awesome for black because he chose the Tanuki, but he's not dead. Whereas, look at white invested 2 moves here, and he has strength here. This can make this, you're in an advantageous position to hurt white. So maybe you should do that. Or if you finish this Joseki, think about going there as soon as possible. There's too many 4th lines. Maybe that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Do it now. Yay, he doesn't. He ignores. Okay. This is up to you. I don't know what you want to do. Right now when I see this, yes, this looks important. This also looks important. Once that's hurt, it's hurt forever. So maybe do A and then get to B, or maybe do B first, and then if A gets big, you can still jump in plenty of places, right? 1, 2, 3. Whereas what you've made here is concrete for the rest of eternity. So I think, the cautious side of me would do A first. But if you do counting, maybe B is permanently hurting B is pretty big. It actually sort of solves the problems of this 4-stone group right here. So maybe B is bigger. But that's up to you to decide how you think about it, how you play. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong for this. He does that. So white's hopefully going to play this move and get himself stronger. He doesn't. I personally would play this. Just think about it. I feel like this is a wussy move that hides himself away. Now, hopefully when black extends, maybe white gives chase to this group. And he does. Good. Maybe this is better. Just because this forces this to be all close together and not happy. Yeah, I'm not going to say more than that. So here, black sort of left off easy and you just immediately start thinking about running. So he does. And white ignores again. Here's the thing. This is weak already. Why don't you just keep attacking it? Right? You get this in for free. And then this side gets all solid. Isn't that good? And then maybe as black runs, this gets bigger. And this gets slightly more solid. And as black keeps running, then you get this. And then it's nice, easy territory. This is sort of like making territory by attacking. When you just do this straight up, what if black just gets himself safe? And then you might never get the chance to do this. This might not be as big as if you just kept attacking this. That doesn't mean you always blindly attack, but here it feels like attacking this 4 black stones here, you can easily see 3 black stones here, you can easily see how to benefit from it. So maybe attacking this is a better choice. Black does this. This is slightly getting bigger. Is someone pushed from behind? No. Good on him. What is this? How would I think about this? Well, this right side's big. What if I just make this strong? Hey, he does that. Great. If I do that, this is big. If I cover, he might live on the center, on the side, and this isn't useful. And if I do this, well, he's just gonna have free reign. So I think this is a good move. Good job, Jimmy. Let's see how you deal with it, either attacking this stone or how white wants to solve his problems. White does a peep, does that, does down. You guys know this, right? I hope you guys know this. This whole problem right here. Black Atari's at A and thinking at B, or black cuts at B and thinking at A. You probably want to start at A, because then you want that juicy outside, right? Take and this. Look how nice this is. You don't want white to have a reason to run around in your territory, do you? I mean, maybe you do. Who knows? Actually, this looks sort of dead. Maybe you should do that now. Yeah. So, this is black not understanding what he's created here. And now he plays this. I'm not going to argue against it, because that is big. But I think this was bigger, because this is more urgent. If this group dies, then all of this is yours. Okay. You're just automatically going for the attack. You have not... Black has not properly killed this yet. So I don't think you should go after this. In fact, even if black ignores that one move, what's the worst thing that this can do? Sorry. What's the worst thing that this can do? It can't really do much. It's just going to run around and float around forever. And this is the same thing as, remember when we talked about the line of territory? Black's territory was over here on the side and over here. It wasn't anything on the center here. So this actually didn't do much. Black would need a ton of other moves on the center before this really became territory. And you know how they say, or hopefully you've heard how they say, it's hard to make territory in the center. Yeah. Because a move like A could take it away, or a move like A, you're worried about him making territory in the center, but he hasn't even started yet. So, needlessly attacking this is probably not a good move. Runs away. You're making him strong for no reason. This is just glaring me in the, yelling at me in the face. Hopefully it's yelling at you guys too. You too, Jimmy. Pokey poke. Split. There's a shape problem here. I don't know if it's going to show up anytime soon. I would just run, and then... Yeah, just run. Why are you doing this? All you need to know about this is that A is still weak. So why did you make a weak group opposite another weak group? You know how they say it's hard to take care of two weak groups? If you have two weak groups, one of them is going to suffer. Guess what's going to happen here? One of these should suffer. And we're going to see, hopefully... Yep, pushing from behind. We've seen this. Okay, so see how A needs this other move. Hopefully that means B is going to suffer right here. I don't know how, but maybe there's a move. And just as this extra thing, C needs another move to connect here. Maybe Jimmy feels like he has this in his back pocket, this thing here, and so he doesn't need to play another move. If that's his assessment, I'll leave it at that. But I don't know. I'd much rather C be safe before I do all this than have to worry about hopefully getting the chance to do this later. That's how I feel about it. No. Yeah. So this explains a few things. He did not cleanly kill this, right? So he has to come back and save it, which means he doesn't have time to properly attack this. Or at least he feels this way. This is actually a good reason why back when this happened... No, not that move. Back when this move happened, I said, hey, just make this safe. Now you can devote your attention to attacking A whenever you want. Or however you want. Right? Yeah. So when this happens... Now white can easily fight back. Right. Let's just, as a reminder, think about it this way. When this happened, when this fought back, I don't know how this is going to work out for white. Let's imagine that he does this and he gets safe. Use our imaginations. Now look how wonderful this wall is for making this center territory. and how silly this C group is, the C stone is. Now you would never want to play this in light of all this strength. And now black might even get to play something big, right? This looks painful. How's white gonna break this? I don't know. So it's actually why I think black should have done this here. Maybe this is all we need to talk about. Let's see what goes on, transpires further. Okay, so this is dead, but now this is injured. Yeah. Taria. That's pushing from behind. And now he's got to run. Unfortunately, this group's safer now. Safer. I'm not going to say completely safe. It is connected right here, so maybe it's fine. But now all white has to do is just run. So you missed your chance to take advantage of two weak white groups. Okay? Okay. What? No. You're still attacking. You need to worry about this move. I say this move because this side is getting weaker with every black move. Also, you might want to worry about eyes around here eventually, or this connection over here eventually. So maybe this way is better. Yes, you're pushing him out here. So that does suck. But this group getting screwed over is more problematic than this group getting screwed over. So I don't like this. In fact, yeah, if I was white, maybe I'll just give up some of these stones and collect the left side. What does white do? No. White wants the whole thing to be in pain. What I meant by that is, like, maybe you do this. And then maybe this can become better. And then the most black can do is what? Like, maybe black can't even do this because a double Atari looks... No, that's not a double Atari. Oops. Ignore that. Black only gets this, but white gets more here. This is still weak. These three black stones are still weak. We might have forgot. I know I did. As this gets bigger, white may be able to do a heavy attack on this, and black won't be happy. It's probably a good reason why you probably should have solved this problem very early in the game. I don't like leaving behind many weak groups. Because of this. You don't know what's going to happen here, that it's going to come back and bite you in the tuchus. Pushing from behind. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this because this is still weak. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully you guys understand. I mean, white could cover here, and then this just naturally hurts a little bit more, and then this gets problematic. Like I said, maybe, if you don't understand it, let's put it this way. Maybe whatever this sequence is, hey, he plays this, ends in black's gote, right? Let's think about it that way. And if it ends in gote, then this cut automatically can hurt this, or here, or whatever. And that sucks. Let's see what happens. This is sort of amusing. Okay. I don't know their choices. I don't understand their choices. Hey, he comes back and attacks that center group. What you know? Well, I don't know what black's doing here. Could you just cut him off? This cut off looks pretty good. Sorry, I just ate. Or maybe white's just going after the whole thing. What is this? Okay, we're gonna stop here. Look. All I'm gonna say about this is that when white finally chose to do this, the strength he was gaining wasn't useful anymore. And I still think he should have attacked from here. This is a big old attack and defense sort of lesson. I think if you look through some of this, maybe you should be able to see it. Some of it were these weak groups, how to deal with them. Some of it was get yourself safe first, and then you can do even better stuff around here. Let's take a look at that real quick. No, I don't want that. I want this. All right. Nope, not that move. This move. If, like, there's nothing wrong with this move. It's sort of like making sure he's dead, right? Like the Monty Python, he's not dead. He's not quite dead yet, right? So it's whether or not you think this move right here is doing something. I look at this and think it's not doing anything. Jimmy, however, probably thought this move was doing something, and so he felt compelled to respond. For white, you attacking this was sort of important. It would basically determine how the rest of this goes, and by the time you wanted to attack this, it was too late. There's some other little niggly things here and here and here that we can talk about, but I think if you can understand why I would want this move rather than this move, I think that should help you immensely. I think that's it. Let's go to the next one. Hey, number C. Yes, I know I said that wrong. Jimmy's still black. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. This is weird Joseki, but sure. Ooh, that's a cutting point. I hope you solve it. You don't. Hopefully you all see how much this is a weakness. So you should probably, black should either play A or not. Take care of yourself before you go attack someone. You attack from strength, right? You don't attack using like a weird flimsy group that has tons of Aji and sort of peeping moves that maybe your opponent can utilize against you. Thought differently, what if this ends in his in black's gote, and then white can just turn around and attack him here? You should take care of yourself. I think the other thing I say to Jimmy sometimes is finish the Joseki. This Joseki, if we just think of it as what white gets and black gets, we don't know what black's got here yet. So he should probably take care of himself. Oh, not that move. And do this. And now we know that black's group is safe here, right? If white comes in here, you could probably auto-pincer him. That doesn't look good, comfortable for white at all. This is just rushing into the attack. In fact, I think this is cuttable. I think white's going to cut. It does! Oh. So, I would still make this move as black. This thing that makes a tiger's mouth. Think about it this way. If white did this, if black just played the Joseki move and did this, and let's just say white thought, oh, I didn't need to make himself safe. Would black ever want to play this move right here? I think they call this Tewari or something, but black would never want to play this move, right? So that's the silliness of this move. I've heard Qs say this before. They're like, oh, I wanted to see what happens. I was just testing him out. Yeah, you also gave him a stone of yours, and you got him stronger than he needed to be. And most of you can read this out. This, then this. That's only 2 moves to read out. It shouldn't be so hard. So I don't like people doing experimental moves. This is not really an asking move. I don't think so. So there's that. White's really wants this Moyo. I don't think that's good. The better move is to maybe make yourself stronger. You can do this in Sente. I think we've seen this plenty of times before, right? If black ignores, white does this. It's pretty painful. And if black does respond, well, now this gets even more secure. This is actually a more secure way of making territory than what white did, which was this. Here, this is not territory yet. I think we've talked about this enough. Right? Black does this, and maybe the most black can do in here. You didn't make any territory. Black response here. I'm going to ignore that. So yeah, I think if you're just thinking, I want to make more territory, this is probably a better way to start. This shoulder hit here. Sente. Let's imagine you're not comfortable with this. I don't think I am. I don't think, as a general rule, people should be. And you do this. This all gets more solidified. And then you can play elsewhere. I mean, I think we've seen this enough, but this pressure point is pretty good, right? Now this is going to be, this black group's uncomfortable, and it gets this big, and this is going to run, and maybe you'll make more territory here. This just looks like blindly forcing territory to happen. I don't like it. So this side is getting bigger. You're not making the bottom here. I'm going to just say that much. You're not making the bottom here with this. You're trying to make this. So, white makes that cut. I don't think that's the right move. I don't know what the right move is, but yes, that ladder does work. I think there's a jump here, though. I'm not sure what black's going to do. I'm not going to read it out. Black does that. Okay. You know, to be honest, this is alive, isn't it? Does it really need these 2 stones? The answer's no. You could just give it up. And then just make this stronger. I mean, white's not going to do that. Even if, I think maybe even here. And just make this bigger. I think this is fine. You gave up, what, 4 points? And you made this even stronger. I think white doing this is very, it's asking for too little. So I don't like this. White can extend, yeah. Black has to respond. White can push. And then white can jump. Hey, he does all of those. And now, because of your stubbornness to make this alive, now you have a weak group to be chased. Think about this also. You did not need these 2 moves. And if those 2 moves didn't exist, maybe it'd be an easier way to run away. So I don't like it. So I think here, think about how necessary these 2 stones are. If they're not that necessary, maybe you didn't have to play a move. Just give them up. Yeah, maybe even just do this. Make yourself safe. I mean, and then just worry about this. So, he's gonna have to run. He's gonna have to run. Yeah, he's gonna have to run. What is this? I don't know what this move is doing. You're trying to run away here. Wouldn't it be better if you just, I don't know, connected? Now all your troubles are gone. I don't know what you're doing worrying about his territory right now if you've got a weak group. Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. Once this gets safe, guess what happens to this group? It's not so strong anymore. It's got nothing to attack. I don't like this. You're giving white another reason just to split you right here. I use the number right here at number 1 to just keep attacking A. I don't know what this move is here for. If you're saying if you need to get this group safe, this B group safe, why not just link B and A together? If you're saying you're worried about his territory, I'd say you've got a weak group here. You need to worry about the weak group. I don't know what this is doing. I'm not going to talk about it more than that. I don't know why white did that. I think if you guys see it, hopefully now, this is still weak. This A group here. You could just keep hurting this. So you could just keep attacking that weak group, and it'd be great. Or, I mean, if you don't like that, maybe you can just pressure him from top. Make him go home. Let's say that. And then you can do whatever you want here. Maybe you can make some territory here. Maybe you can break this apart here. I mean, you could probably do this. I'll just play the obvious one. And then black only gets this, and that's it. And then you can just extend out here, maybe. And this naturally just gets small, and maybe you get something good over here. So yeah, both sides make a weird choice about what they want to do here. I don't understand from this side. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to try and figure out why he did this. Hopefully you guys don't either. Don't like it. What? Why are you needlessly trying to fight? I think the thing to say here is this. Maybe this works. If your reading's good and you have a firm grasp of life and death and killing, maybe this works. But just doing something as simple as, well, let's ignore that. Let's say as simple as this, where you know this is a much more straightforward way. You don't need to needlessly make it complicated if you have an easy path to victory. It's how I've been taught. So this, I'm not even going to think about this too much. This just looks like a messy fight. You didn't need this. No one needed this. What? Just connect. And then this looks dead to rights. I don't know why you're doing this move. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. This is, you can see now black has the choice of running out easier than when white did. And this is actually is a form of what I was talking about, where maybe black can turn around and attack this white group over here. I think maybe that's enough for this. Excuse me. Look through. Whoa, you're not safe yet. Why are you doing this? You need to get yourself safe before you hurt him. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe white can do a turnaround thing and hurt him. This is just rushing the matter. I mean, maybe you've got enough liberties to hurt this. I'd much rather you make yourself safe. Look, maybe you did it. So I'm not gonna complain too much about this. Maybe I can. Give me a sec. I'm not gonna bother. I think the thing to think about from here is just these strong and weak groups and these wasted moves. The rest of this is a dirty fight, so we don't have to talk about it. The main takeaway, I think, is... Let me see what I could tell you guys. I think understanding how to deal with this is pretty important. These two black stones here. You don't need these as white, and you definitely don't care about them if white's already alive as black. This is a move. Maybe I'm not going to use that. I'll use B. Or B is an important thing to think about when comparing this and that. And I think we need to think about this here as black. When you're saying, what is black trying to do here? Black has a weak group here and a weak group here, and this is being chased, so why not just link them together with another move? This is a very incomprehensible move by black. I don't know why he did this. I don't think I'll ever know. And even if I did, it really wouldn't matter, because that's not the move that you should be played. Handling this is important. I think that's enough. Hope you guys like this. sort of rush through these games. Go Congress is coming up. Hope you guys are hype and excited. That's about it.